Warning! This video may contain foul language, discussion of sex, prostitutes, and other adult topics that might make some people squeamish. If you can't handle this, leave now. But don't bitch to me. Enjoy. Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok, at least the last time I checked. And I got a letter. Imagine that. Another letter. They just keep coming in, and I just keep reading them. Hi. Oh, wait a minute. In the subject line, it says, a heartbroken chowderhead, so you know right away what's coming. Hi, Scott. I kind of feel that I can write this after seeing all your videos and ordering your book without you taking it the wrong way. And before you criticize my English language, remember that I am not from an English-speaking country like you are. Actually, his English is quite good, so, you know, you're not going to get criticized. Well, you call those who write to you in desperation chowderheads, stupid, and naive. Laugh at them and tell them to get their life together. But there is usually a reason for such chowderhead behavior. It is not stupidity like you give the impression in your otherwise excellent videos. Now, I take no offense at this, and you know you're entitled to your opinion. However, I would say that in many of the cases that naivete definitely has something to do with being a chowderhead, but it's coupled with just making stupid decisions or poor decisions. And like I always say, the signs are on the wall. They're all there, and people just don't follow them. And it's because they think with the little head instead of the big head. So all these things combined make a chowderhead. Now, I don't generally use the phrase chowderhead to denigrate somebody. However, on the contrary, I use it to give a little slap in the face, a little wake-up call. Like, hey, dude, why be a chowderhead? You know, you're a knucklehead, whatever you want to call it. Because some guys, they need to wake up, and some guys are inexperienced, some guys are stupid. I've seen many, many men in Thailand who, at one time or another, I've seen them walk up to some chick and say the dumbest thing. I mean, you know, where you wouldn't even expect them to say something so stupid. And the woman looks at him like, holy shit. You know, or the woman gives him a brush off and the guy just stands there. You know, I mean, whatever. But, all right, let me tell you my story. I will try to keep it short. I am a Norwegian, 45 years old, that has never been to Thailand. But this winter I met a beautiful Thai woman, 11 years younger than me, in a bar here in Norway. No, not a strip club. Those who know me see me as a little cynical and very straightforward. I've been around the block several times, and it takes some cunning to sink me, but this time I went down like the Titanic. After asking her out to several very nice restaurants in one of the most expensive countries in the world, my gut feeling started to carefully alarm me of her behavior. Now, you know, here's the thing. You meet a chick who's 11 years younger than you, and that in itself doesn't mean much. I mean, you know, that older men go with younger women all the time. But you meet her, you don't know her, and you take her to several very nice restaurants. I mean, yes, she might be the kind of woman who wants to go to very nice restaurants, but do you really want to go to them and spend your money on her? You wouldn't have said anything about it if you really were like, hey, you know, I took her to a lot of nice restaurants, and it's an expensive country. So why don't you just take her to a coffee shop? No offense. I mean, you know, take her out to breakfast. Take her somewhere. Take her to a movie. But don't take her to an expensive restaurant. Take her to a moderately priced restaurant. And I don't care how much money you have. Why would you do that? Because now you set the bar. Now she expects you to take her out to these places all the time. And if you don't, she may just go, oh, well, you know, this is not the guy for me. Well, oh, well. Then at least you know. All she wants is me to, you know, wine and dine her and take her out and spend money on her. And if that's not what you're looking for, if you're not looking for a business relationship or a relationship where you're the older guy, she's the younger woman, you take care of her, you get to bang her, and, you know, that's what you got, then, I mean, why would you do this? I then did some research online and found your videos. I'm not going into detail because she is basically, like you described, a typical bar girl. Okay, well, so why did you continue? Even though she married a Swedish man her own age at 18, and she says she never worked in a bar. Okay, you already have a gut feeling to carefully alarm you of her behavior. And then she was married to a Swedish guy at 18. Do you see anything wrong with this? Do you see the warning signs? You don't. After several dates, my gut feeling intuition screamed at me to wake up. I did not listen. We went out to eat almost twice a week, sometimes with her friends on my expense. And after a while, she started asking for expensive gifts like shoes, perfume, and handbags from luxury brands. In between, she talked a lot about her family that needed help back in Thailand. Okay, again, the signs are all on the wall. They're all there. The red flags are, you know, popping up everywhere. And yet you continue because, you know, she's a good-looking woman and you're like, oh, I don't care. You know, if she constantly slapped you in the face, would you continue to go out with her? Well, guess what? She's slapping you in the face by trying to play you. She's playing you, man. Or at least she was attempting to. And I dare say she did. Oh, yeah, my family needs help back in Thailand. Well, listen, you live in Norway, honey. You ain't making enough to send her, you know, $200 a month or something? I mean, come on. Fucking wake up, really. Oh, no, but I'm wrong. Oh, there's a lot of other extenuating circumstances. Oh, bullshit. The fucking signs were on the wall, and you refused to believe them. That's normally a constant in somebody being a chowderhead, okay? Now, I understand you want to try to be a nice guy. You want to be, you know, friendly to her and sweet, and you want to be... But you know what? There's a line. It's like, you wouldn't... If you didn't know me at all, and I came to Sweden, or Norway, rather, if I went to Norway, and I said, hey, I'm going to move in with you, okay? You'd be like, what the fuck? Oh, you know what? Listen, I just need you to buy me, you know, like a $1,000 briefcase, and I'll take some clothes. I need a couple suits. I need like 5 or 10 grand, okay? And then I'm going to move in with you, and I'm going to take over your place, and you can have the little room underneath the stairs. That's how it's going to be, okay? You would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, that's exactly what she's doing to you. But her stories did not match from week to week. As for instance, her brother was in the hospital with a broken back one week and working on the house the next. And this just goes on and on. I also met many of her Thai girlfriends and discovered they had similar behavior, which set off my gut feeling again, but I guess I was listening to the band on deck. Whew, I guess so. I gotta say something again. Okay, these kind of women, they fucking hate me. They either hate me or they appreciate the fact that I know they're fucking players. And it's so funny because not only me, but there are many guys that they're not getting played. I mean, in the beginning, did I get played? I'm sure I got played a little bit, but I didn't get played to the tune of taking them out to expensive restaurants and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot of money on anybody. And it had nothing to do with me being cheap. It had everything to do with me being smart and not just pissing away money so I could be graced by the presence of this woman. Man, she's graced with the presence of you. And why don't you start thinking like that? Why don't you get her to pay for dinner? Get her to pay for dinner. That's what you want. You don't always have to pay. What the fuck, man? All right, you got all these gut feelings going on, and what I was going to say is, not only me, but many other guys I know who were not getting played would meet women, and they could be bar girls, non-bar girls, and you'd be in bed with them. I don't want to get more graphic than that. They would be in bed. And some guy would call up, "Hello, baby, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just sitting at home. I'm not doing anything." "Do you miss me?" "Oh, I miss you so much. I love you." You give her an extra as she's hanging up, and she goes, "I love his money. He's stupid." I mean, that's what they're saying. That's how they are. Not all of them, of course not. I don't mean that. Please don't get carried away and say that I'm a misogynist and I think all women are like this. It's not true. I don't believe that. I believe there are some great Thai women out there who are very sweet, very kind, who would never even dream of doing shit like this. But some chick gets a big pair of titties on her. She's got a little ass and she looks pretty good. And all of a sudden, and not that all good-looking Thai women are like this, but especially if they're in a foreign country. They go over there and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna milk it for everything I can get." And you can't really blame them, but you know what? I want to win. Don't let them get one over on you. It is often drama between these ladies, and I used this state of emergency to get some information on my girlfriend and use this to do some research at night. I work with computers, and in these social media times, I will find you. It's just a matter of time, even though she used a different name handle. I found out from a friend of hers that she had a boyfriend in Sweden and in what city he lived in. I found them and broke my heart in the process. Why would you break your heart? You already know she's a conniving twat. As Tony Soprano would said, and I love what he said. He said this about, if you know The Sopranos, Adriana was ratting to the feds, and Christopher, her boyfriend, walks into a hotel, or no, Tony walks into a hotel, and he says, "Listen, I haven't had a chance to talk to you about the Adriana thing." Of course, they killed her. And Christopher says, "Oh, I can't believe her. Fucking, what was it? I forget what he called her. But he says, she wasn't even willing to do a little bit of time for me. I loved her. I loved her." And Tony says, "She's a cunt." That's it. She's a cunt. Guess what? This chick, she's a cunt. I mean, I could say, she's not a very nice person. I could be politically correct. But you know what? That's not what you want. And that's not what anybody wants. They want the truth. And the truth is, in the real world, behind closed doors, some guy would be going, "You fucking bitch. You're a fucking cunt doing this kind of stuff to me." They're not going to go, "Well, oh gosh, she's not such a nice person." Personally, as soon as you knew, hey, she's on the take, it's like, all right, listen, I just want to get mine. I don't care. I'm not giving her shit. I'll play her. I'll string her along. Yeah, you know what? Right now is not a good time. I got a lot of things on my mind right now, but I tell you what, how about in a couple of weeks I take you shopping? We'll go get you that diamond ring you want. And in the meantime, you're banging her. And then when it comes time to go get the diamond ring, you're like, "Bye. Sorry, I'm really busy right now. No can do." I found the home address, workplace, friends, hairdresser, where she bought her Thai food, her mother-in-law, her former husband, and pictures of this handsome man, her own age, and my girlfriend, looking at each other with what I perceive as love. They really look good together, and here I sit on deck listening to the band and getting wet feet. I kind of feel sorry for her boyfriend too, because we have been intimate many times now. Her Thai girlfriends know this, but have several boyfriends themselves. At the same time, I found pictures of her mother-in-law, and boyfriend out shopping on Mother's Day. I am not the only one getting fooled here, I guess. Okay, so what kind of girl do you think she is? There's two kinds of fucking women. There's the kind of women that will lie, steal, cheat, and bullshit you. And then there's the kind of women who are decent. Okay? There's women that you wife up and that are worth being girlfriends. And then there are women that you fuck them and you leave them. And this chick, you should have banged her as many times as you could. And you know, every time you're going to go out to an expensive restaurant, she wants to go, are you paying tonight? You want to pay for me tonight? Come on, sweetie, I took you out the other night. You know, like, it's fair, don't you think? And if she says no, I mean, you know, and it's like, okay, I tell you what, we're going to fucking McDonald's tonight. And if she don't want to be with you, then it's like, okay. But you see, the desperation is one aspect of the whole Chowderhead thing. If you were getting laid all the time back home, you wouldn't be so desperate to just jump on this chick, even though you know all these things that you know, and they're right in front of your fucking face. What I mean is that most of us chowderheads haven't been loved or needed that much, and maybe get weeded out by the women in our own country because the demands they hold are too high. Along comes this exotic caring woman, and it feels like the first glass of wine after crossing the desert. Okay, I can understand that. You know, I had my share of dry spells in the United States. And even in Thailand, I had some dry spells, you know, once in a while. Not very often. But I think that this says a lot about you. Because you worry about it. Because you're obviously saying, well, you know, I just don't get any girls back there. And so then, you know, one girl comes along and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go, oh, she's so exotic and lovely. Yeah, but maybe you're giving that vibe off that you're desperate to other women, and so they don't want a fucking thing to do with you. I could be wrong, and I know it's not as simple as, you know, well, you just ignore them and they'll come running. I understand that. Maybe because of work, because of time restraints, because of where you're going and hanging out. It might not be that difficult, and, you know, you might be in the middle of fucking nowhere for all I know. It's obviously not always easy to find, you know, the love of your life, but I would say fill your life up with other stuff to do. And I mean, I've been in a position where I was like, Jesus Christ, am I ever going to get a good chick? Am I ever going to find one? And I just gave up and said, fuck it, I don't care. You know, I'm going to go boogie boarding. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to go, you know, hang out at the beach with my buddies or whatever. And eventually, all of a sudden, boom, one dropped in my lap, and I'm like, oh, hey, okay, I guess things aren't as bad as I thought. She taught me a lot about Thai culture and some basic Thai cooking. We went to the temple and we went to the cinema. Cooked food and drank wine late at night, and then I wrapped my arms around her and my legs around her. Suddenly it stopped. Now the band has stopped playing and there is seawater in my wine. A heartbroken chowderhead. Oh yeah, you're a romantic. You're one of these Scandinavian romantics who thinks that, you know, everything is as it seems. That's my opinion, and I get a lot of letters from guys in your neck of the woods, and all of them, they are guilty of being too kind, too gullible, too understanding, too sweet to the women, and you put them on a pedestal. I mean, I don't know if you really put her on a pedestal, but I would say that you didn't see the signs, so you allowed her to get away with shit. Man, women like her, first of all, it doesn't matter who the guy is. You said the guy that she's with is really handsome. Okay. He's really handsome, and it didn't make a difference. You know, who knows? And obviously, if she's giving you, if she's giving it up to you, and she's giving it up to him, she doesn't give a shit. Most girls At least, you like to think that your girlfriend's not banging a bunch of other people. Well, obviously, your little girlfriend was banging another guy and was quite intimate with him, probably more so than with you. So, you write in and you say, like, that maybe there's a lot of extenuating circumstances. Oh, it's desperation, it's this. Well, stop being fucking desperate. Jesus fucking Christ, man, get a dog. You want love, get a dog. You want sex, go get a prostitute. If you really need it that bad, jerk off. But bide your fucking time. Stop being a pussy. Stop letting the woman dictate everything. And I'm not saying you got to dictate to them, but I am saying you better stand on your fucking feet and not put up with any bullshit. The first time that she started asking for your shit, you go, hey, you know what? I want a new fucking laptop. You want to buy one for me? She's asking you for this and that, purses. Hey, sweetie, what are you going to buy me? If you watch my videos, don't you see the fucking recurring theme? It's, oh my God, I've got this beautiful girl. She's so awesome. But you know what? I'm not really the kind of guy that's going to cave in. And the next thing you know, you're pissing all your fucking money away. You're taking her friends out. It's one thing if you take her friends out, her and her friends out. You take them out once because you want to get to know them. You're fine. But if it becomes a repetitive process, it's all the time it's happening. My friends are going to come on. Hey, fuck that. I ain't dating your friends. I'm dating you. Unless you want them all to bang me. And, if I can bang your friends too, then by all means, let's all go out. And then after, take them, we'll have a foursome. So, I'm sorry that maybe you don't really feel I understand the reasoning behind it. I don't necessarily think you're stupid. I think you're just a decent guy who didn't want to believe the worst of somebody. And, this happens in all aspects of life. But after you see the signs, and then they start flashing in your face over and over and over again, and you keep continuing, that's pretty foolish. Not to mention that, instead of telling your, and this is the thing, you can say no. You don't have to take her to an expensive restaurant. Take her to a restaurant that you would, if you and your wife were going out, and it wasn't a special occasion, and you just wanted to go out to a place that had good food. It wasn't necessarily expensive. Take her to a place like that. And if she doesn't like it, tough shit, don't come. I'm going. Bye. It's amazing at how foolish some people are. She's bugging you for gifts. Oh, can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? What are you, fucking... I don't want a fucking kid I gotta buy gifts for. I already got kids. I don't know if you got kids, but let's say you got a couple kids. You already got kids. You already fucking putting them through school, paying them for this, paying their clothes, throwing them a little cash for the girlfriend wants to go, take her to a movie or whatever. If, they're not working yet. And yet, you continue. This is why there are chowderheads. Because it never ends. Say what you will. All you got to do is learn. Learn from your mistake. And that's what I told this guy. Listen, be happy that she didn't get you to marry her, have a couple kids with you, and then say, I'm taking the house, I'm taking everything. I want this, I want that, and you lose most of what you worked for, and maybe if she's not working, which it doesn't sound like she's the type who, has a great job. Because if she had a great job, she probably wouldn't have been bugging you for the money, or, you never know, maybe, but, when will you learn? And so what I told this guy was, he got out of it unscathed. He took her out to some, pricey restaurants. He had a good time. And you know what? He fucked her. He fucked her several times. He fucked her. He had her company. She had his company. They spent some time together. They're two ships passing in the nights. In the night. I never get that right. Two ships passing in the night. And guess what? Her ship is sailing and you ain't gonna follow her. You had your fun. So learn from it a little bit. Learn that, hey, you don't have to take her to an expensive restaurant. You see the signs. Do you really want to continue? And why would you? Here's the thing. If you don't get your heart involved, if you don't get your emotions involved in this, and you say, I know what a cunt this chick is. She's a money-hungry, greedy bitch. Okay, but I still want to fuck her. And you know what? I'm going to fuck her, and I'm going to take her to shitty restaurants. And if she doesn't like it and she stops fucking me, bye-bye. And when you have that mentality, I dare say you will probably get more Norwegian women. If that's what you want, you know. Otherwise, find another way. Anyway, that's all I got. Listen, check out my books. TheyCallMeFarang.com. You can go there and get them both. Amazon, type in my name. Visit my website, AnAmericanInBangkok.com. I want to give a quick shout out to all my Patreon patrons right now. I'm going to read the list in the next video. But for right now, I just want to give a big thanks, a big choke D, jerk and my to everybody. See you next time. And be smart, you know, really. Don't be desperate, okay? You know, that's all I got.